My name is Laura Reitz, and I have been part of the garden since its inception in 2009.
My name's Arlene Lukin. I do recruitment, I do support, and I try and keep the members happy.
My name is Susie Zietlow. I teach Discovery Charter School 3rd grade. We've been partnering with the garden for many years, and recently I've been helping manage recruitment and membership and maintenance.
The community garden started in 2009 as a community outreach program through the UCC church here in town, through Olivet. Worked together to get acreage donated for use, rented by the church for the community garden. Community garden is a nonprofit organization.
I am Glenda Crook, and I am the Columbus agricultural education teacher and FFA advisor. And I got involved with the community garden because they reached out at school through an email and asked if anyone would be able to help assist them with maintaining the garden and the garden plots. Part of my curriculum is Supervised Agricultural Education Experiences, or SAE projects as we call them. And I had some middle school students that were looking for a way to start a project. So I asked if they would like to help with the garden with some weeding and cleaning up around the edges of the garden. So we started out by helping last summer with just trying to maintain the weeds and help with some of the maintenance around the garden. And then this year we noticed it seemed like that only part of the garden was being utilized for garden plots, and that half of it seemed to be just going unutilized and basically was covered in weeds and wasn't making a very nice appearance on the corner. We thought we'd offer our help and see if there's some kind of crop that we could put in to help keep it nice looking and like it was being used to its full extent. I worked with one of my seniors last year, Sydney Moore, and we came up with a plan to put in a pink pumpkin crop, and because we figured pumpkins would cover the ground and keep the weeds down. So that's how we got more involved this year with the garden.
The garden was started so that people that wanted to provide food for their families or wanted a place to garden and that didn't have enough space in town had the opportunity to do that. That has really held true for a lot of the long-term families and a lot of families that live in apartments or older people that can't work the land to get it into a garden form, but they're able to come out here and grow and tinker.
Within 2 or 3 years of the charter school starting, once it expanded up to 3rd grade, the 3rd grade teacher at the time developed a partnership with Laura, such that the students would start seeds like tomatoes and peppers for the community garden members, and in exchange we'd get plots at the community garden. And that partnership has been maintained for all these years. We've expanded the amount of plants that we grow and flowers, and then eventually opened it up. We sell the plants to anyone in the community. So a few years ago, the Discovery Charter School started experimenting with straw bale gardening. I read a few books on it and learned some techniques, and I actually have families that donate straw bales every year. You condition them, you can't just put the plants in and cross your fingers. But you get things rotting in there. You want a good microbe system and temperature and nitrogen content. Then you can plant in there after a few weeks, which would be great for anyone that's not as physically mobile, because you're not bending down, and this clay in town is so much fun to work in. So the straw bales work really great. We've had success with peppers and cabbage and broccoli and flowers, beans and tomatoes.
We were having like workshops, and we did a worm workshop, vermiculture, and we invited families and bought materials and had somebody come in and teach everybody how to make a box for worms for composting, and that was kind of fun. We've had socials in the garden, ice cream socials in the past, where we have enough members, and that's been kind of fun. For a while, when the garden was in its infancy, the families would meet here Wednesday night, or Thursday morning, and pick and designate a person to deliver the produce.
Going back to kind of like a message, I know gardening can be really intimidating for people, and the amount of work, I think, deters a lot of members from trying. But you don't have to be an expert. Don't let the work deter you. It is work, but it's fun work, and you can learn a lot and you get to eat. what you're working on?
I think it's very important that the community garden continue. And I think that there are a lot of ways that community members could use the garden that they don't. I think that if someone's looking for something to do, has a few minutes, wants to come and walk through, come walk through. If you want to come with your lawnmower and mow the corners, come walk through, mow the corners. If you want to come check out the kids out here and see the garden through their eyes, come do that.
There are many ways to get involved in the Columbus Community Garden outside of purchasing a plot of land to work up for next year.
Make sure to like the Community Garden on Facebook to see how you can help their nonprofit organization.